And in at number 5 is Call of Duty Warzone 2. Now, I know what you're going to say, Warzone, and yes, I know, but I have to put it in on my list because it is one of the games that I play the most. I have a lot of friends that like playing it, and it's just a game we can come on, have a laugh, have a cry, and just own in. Now, I've played other BRs such as Apex, and I fall in and out of love with it. Same as Fortnite, I spend way too much money on it. But Warzone 2 is a bit of a breath of fresh air, especially after Warzone 1. Moving from Verdansk to Caldera, a lot of me and my friends, we fell out of love with Warzone. And Warzone 2, the new map, we are loving it. Don't get me wrong, Warzone still suffers from being Warzone and having Warzone problems with connection, no ability to reconnect, balancing issues, cheating, just general performance issues as well. But give it a year, and I feel like it will be in the same place as Verdansk when Verdansk was literally top tier. So it gets number 5 on my list just for the sheer fact it's a game I can keep coming to every day, jump on with friends, play it, and have fun. So I hope you guys don't mind that it come in at number 5. And in at number 4 is Elden Ring, the From Software Dark Souls-like game. Hits number 4 on my countdown for games of 2022. Story-wise, I absolutely loved it. It's co-written by a well-known writer called George R. R. Martin, who obviously wrote the Game of Thrones books. The vast landscapes of the world looked and felt absolutely unreal to explore. The storyline was brilliant. The main bosses of the game were unbelievable. It had endless amounts of side bosses to find and defeat. The combat felt good, even if it did get me raging a lot of the time. It had a playstyle for everybody, whether it was magic, melee, ranged, and you could also play it in co-op. The co-op is slightly a negative for me, as with any Dark Souls game. Well, Dark Souls style game, should I say. But with mods, it actually vastly improved the co-op. So Elden Ring is my number 4 game. If you haven't played it, be sure to download it, play it, and let me know what you think. And everybody, in at the number 3 spot is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, I've been a long time fan of Pokemon, back since, like 1996. Yes, I'm very old, we know that. But these games were a breath of fresh air. I loved them way more than Sword and Shield, which I only put a little bit of time in. Scarlet and Violet I played through from start to finish on stream. You can check them out on the channel. Wasn't a massive fan of the starters, don't get me wrong, but the actual storyline and the open world were fantastic. The grunts from obviously Team Starfall were actually really good storyline as well. It wasn't your usual Team Magma and Team Aqua, Team Rocket sort of shenanigans. So that was invigorating and a new lease of life to the game. The fact that you could also visit gyms in any order you wanted to. So instead of being forced to go the usual, let's go grass first or whatnot, you could go psychic. So that was excellent. My only downfall with that was the fact that the gyms did not scale to the levels in which you thought they would. So obviously, if you were to play through and go grass, it would be level 15. Now, if I was to go psychic first, it would be like level 50. So you would think with it being my first gym, the Psychic would be 15, and if I was to do Grass when you did Psychic, it would be 50. So that was my only downside, but same with the others. If you haven't played them, get it downloaded, get it bought. It is an absolute masterclass of a game. Performance-wise, it's a little bit disappointing. It drops frames a lot. It doesn't look and run as well as it should. But if you just want a quality single player experience, then this is the game for you. It can be played in co-op as well. I haven't done that. I will probably do a co-op playthrough at some point, but like I say, I loved it. This is my game number 3 of 2022. What's going on, everybody? Number 2 is Digimon Survive. Now, anybody that's been following the channel for a while will know that I started off streaming this game and then decided to make a playlist out of it. And it was many hours. It was literally one of the first games we started with on this channel, but I absolutely loved it. It was very story heavy and decision making heavy, a bit like Telltale sort of games. Not really known for its combat. Don't get me wrong, there was a little bit of combat, but not as much as previous Digimon games you would be used to. But I was absolutely blown away. I couldn't believe the story. I must have put about 35-40 hours into it. It's also got multiple endings, which was surprising, because obviously the choices you make can affect the outcome of the game. I believe there is 4 endings. I achieved one of the endings, but I am currently playing through it offline to get another ending. The combat was like turn-based, sort of like D&D chess-based. It was good. Don't get me wrong, I do prefer the olden Digimon game sort of combat, but this was a different take on the Digimon franchise, and it was good. The variety of Digimon was a little bit disappointing. You can obviously get the staples like Greymon, Metal Greymon, War Greymon, Metal Garurumon, Omnimon, but a lot of the let's say Gen 2, Season 2 Digimon were missing, such as like Vmon, stuff like that. So that was pretty disappointing. But yeah, absolutely loved it. Anybody that's looking for 35 hours worth of single player, story driven, something that's gonna shock you, maybe even make you cry and contemplate your own existence, let alone your character's existence, be sure to check it out. And in at number 1 spot for my top game of 2022 is, as you can see, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. Now, I didn't get to play the original back in the day because I didn't have a PSP, so I only ended up buying the game guide for it and reading through it. As all of you know, I am a massive Final Fantasy fan, and this game just ticks all the boxes. It's got Final Fantasy VII characters in, such as obviously Zack, Tifa, Cloud, Sephiroth. But it also goes into a little bit of the backstory about how Zack gets the Buster Sword, and then obviously Cloud gets it. It also has unique characters such as Genesis, Angeal, and I'd like to think almost all Final Fantasy fans have seen the Jinon canon fight scene, which is one of the best, if not the best, cutscenes or fight scenes in a Final Fantasy game. The story is gripping from start to finish. It's got side missions, which is just little small things that you can grind. They're not majorly integral to the gameplay, the storyline, but some of them do add little bits of story to it, such as the ones with Hojo and Yuffie, which is pretty funny. The overall, the gameplay feels good. It's very reminiscent of the 7 remake. One or two little cons are I wanted it to be longer, and voice actors. I'm still not 100% sold on Sephiroth's voice actor, and Zack's. I miss the guy from Advent Children, but I do understand why they have replaced him. Because obviously the game was completely re-voiced, so it was easier to get somebody else to do it. It's a tearjerker towards the end, so I definitely recommend you have some tissues ready. And if you haven't played it, what the heck are you guys doing? Get it downloaded and get it played, because this is my game of 2022. Thanks for joining me. My name's MaidenElite, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye.